and getting mentally prepared to compete. You see the focus. You feel the Welcome to the weekend, everybody. Let's get it going with NBA action on 2K Sports. Tonight we'll see the Washington Wizards as there has been a lot of discussion about the length of the NBA season, GA. Do you think 82 games is the right number?
Well, I do. It's worked well for over 50 years, so why change it? And if we do change it, it affects records and how we compare the game across eras.
And now Washington's starting group. We've got Johnson, Sarr out there with George, and it's Champagnie in a power forward position. Here's Champagnie, pass to Johnson. Clock at 6. Fires for 3. The shot, no good. White with the defensive effort. Here's Carrington. Shot clock at 6. Shoots over Herter. Carrington, that's good.
Boy, I don't think he'll get a screen assist for that pick, but they get the points, and that's all that matters.
White finds Herter. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. It's going to be on Alex Sarr. Chicago shooting their first free throws of the night.
And team free throw numbers really about as good as you could ask for, around 80% on the season.
And he knocks down the first one. And when you talk to people about the Bulls, GA, Michael Jordan's shadow still looms large over this team and organization.
And Kevin, they haven't won a championship before or since he was in Chicago. They've had plenty of good players, Derrick Rose, an MVP, Jimmy Butler as well, but the results haven't been there.
To the right side. Pass to Sarr. Johnson outside. Vucevic against George. Johnson for 3. That falls. Nice feed that time from George.
Yeah, you really can't fault the defense. That's how you're supposed to guard against the three-point shot. Good D, just better up.
Pass to Herter. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact.
And this is his second trip to the line in the game. He hits the second from the line. And the way the Wizards like to play, Greg, you can expect them to get out and run.
Yeah, they're young and they can fly, right? They've got speed and athleticism to get up and down the floor. They'll push the tempo as much as you allow.
Johnson dishes to George. Pulls up from the corner. Chicago grabs the miss. They come in fresh off a win against the Heat.
Yeah, torrid shooting in that one. Some of it was good play calling. Some of it was just making tough shots.
Well, give credit to a couple of their guys for their complete locked-in nature. They were just focused, and they made everything they looked at.
And we've got a timeout called by Brian Keefe. He wants to make some adjustments to the game plan, clearly. Pass to Carrington. Here's Champagnie, coming in off a 10-point performance last game out. Buzelis with the ball. And that's going to be a travel. Now let's take a look at some of the numbers for Coby White.
And guys, I think the best way to measure his performance these last 10 games is his effective field goal percentage, which has improved, a sign that his game is in much better shape than it was not too long ago.
Outside, George. Pass to Champagnie. And another miss by Washington. Chicago leading. Outside, White. lays it up off the glass.
Yeah, attacking the interior is something White does well. He's crafty, and he makes good adjustments against the defense.
Pass to Johnson. George with the screen on White. From deep, Johnson. Here's Champagnie. That shot, no good. Great D that time from Vucevic. Greg, they're in a rhythm offensively, really cooking.
And the opposition looks helpless to stop them right now.
Boy, 4 for 4 to get things started. Must have been a good shoot-around this morning.
Pass to George. Can they get it? And he lays it up and in.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
You know, we see this all the time. You're basically, as a defender, hoping the man misses rather than putting in the work to get over screens.
And the timeout called here by Billy Donovan. He's made the decision. He wants to huddle up with this guy. Chicago making some changes. Williams, he's checked in for Vucevic. And Talen Horton-Tucker subbed in for White. And so here is Chicago. They lead by 4. The shot by Buzelis, no good.
Ooh, couldn't quite get that one. 4 for 5.
Here's Champagnie. After 2 misses to start the game, he's on the board with that shot made.
And that's what the pump fake's there for. Get your man off his feet and drive right around him.
Herter, that's a 2-pointer. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. Herter's got 7 points. Pass to Champagnie. Buries the long-range jumper.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
Here's Horton-Tucker. And he converts the layup.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
And we've got a timeout called by Brian Keefe. He's going to have a discussion here on the sideline. Jones checked in for Washington. As we close in on the start of the playoffs, let's see how the East is stacking up. Take a look at the Bulls, winding things down this season. They're in that all-important 9th position within striking distance of a playoff spot. And checking out Washington, not in the same realm right now in terms of their record.
And, you know, for the Bulls, they haven't had the great season that some were expecting, but it hasn't been a disaster. They just need a few things to go right for them down the stretch.
It's an amazing thing. If you can get a couple of wins, generate some momentum, you've got to believe they'll be just fine. Well, they're calling his number time and time again, and he is delivering.
Over to the wing. Here's Carrington. He's defended by Herter. And they come right back with their own three-pointer.
And guys getting into a nice groove here, starting to feel it.
And this is partly what the game has become, right? A matter of dueling three-point opportunities.
Count it. Herter's got 12 in the game.
Well, that possession to me highlights the importance of creating for your teammates.
Left side, Jones. Comes up empty down low.
I'll tell you, everything went right in terms of execution. He just can't get it to go.
Now at the moment here, let's take a look at our rookie leaderboard and who's putting up the most points per game. Alex Czar is second.
Well, coming in, you wondered how his talent would translate at this level in terms of scoring. And I've got to say, apparently, it's translating pretty well.
First free throw is good. Both teams deciding to change it up. And Herter drops them both. There's been a lot of turnover in Washington doors over the last few years. Where do you think they go from here?
I think the first thing they're looking for, Kevin, is obviously a cornerstone around which to build your team. Recently, it was Bradley Beal. Now they are looking for someone to step up and be their guy.
And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown so far for the Bulls.
And right from the jump, they've been working hard to establish themselves inside, using agility and power to get shots in the paint.
Yeah, and what an excellent display of passing in the early stages of this game. A good deal of their points coming directly off quality passes.
And so he hits both. Chicago leading by 5. Carter looking around. Pass to Horton Tucker. Now Collins. 6 on the shot clock. And off the left side of the rim. And it swirls in for him.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
Here's Thor, defended by Horton Tucker. Here's Champagne, fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a three-point play chance for him.
Shots are just flowing from him right now, having a really strong quarter.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
Numbers this year at the line below 70, so when he's getting to the line, not nearly as effective as you'd like.
And Chicago has possession. 4-point game. Collins setting the big for Carter. Lets it go from 14. Out of bounds, Washington takes possession.
And a quick look here at some of the numbers for Herter. How his last 10 games have gone. He's right around 13 points a night, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. You know, you look at the numbers and you think that this is great, but we know that he's capable of even bigger production.
You know, the numbers look okay, but the eye test tells us unequivocally he is capable of more. That is the sign of a star right there.
Chicago making a switch here. Liddell's checked in. There's Williams. 2 points. That one goes. And the Bulls lead by 6.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
Pass to Champagne. Here's Vukcevic. Pulls up. And that one's good. Champagne. Champagne's got 10 points in the game.
I'll tell you, despite this guy's strong play in this period, they're still behind. Someone else has got to step up.
Horton Tucker, that's good.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Johnson against Carter. Johnson, the pass to Champagne. Into the lane. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
And these are his second and third free throws tonight.
Justin Champagne taking 2 shots.
Shoot 2.
That free throw, no good. Wizards making a switch here. And he's good on the second. So for Washington, their last game a loss to the Philadelphia 76ers.
And that was a tough one. They expected to play well and did, just not well enough.
You know what? At the end of the day, it wasn't as close as it should have been. There were lapses all night that led to the deficit they couldn't overcome.
Nobody near George. Buries it from 3-point range. George has got 5.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
It takes incredible effort to stay connected to the hip of the offensive player. You've got to want to work.
Horton Tucker finds Carter. 5 on the clock. Here's Collins. That's in there. Carter with the assist. Collins has got his second bucket of the game to go.
And that's a good shot for him. He can shoot it over almost anyone.
You want that mid-range game in your arsenal. You can't just be about threes and dunks. Sometimes this is a key shot.
And so it's Carter who brings the ball up for the Chicago Bulls. Pass to Williams. Drives to the hoop. It's good. Williams has got his second basket of the night.
And this game already taking shape as an offensive battle.
Well, the fans love it. Coaches may not like the lack of defense, but boy, the rules promote scoring, no doubt.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
Now, here's Collins. Here's Horton Tucker. Off target with his three. Wizards trail by 4. Outside, George. And so it looks like the Wizards will retain possession here.
Wizards ball. Substitution on the court.
.20 seconds left to play in the first. Clock at 4. Puts up a deep 3. And it's Carrington missing.
And when you are as good a shooter as he is, you have to have the confidence to take that shot. It might not always fall.
And for most guys, I think you only want to take that shot if you've hit a few in a row. That is absolutely a heat check.
Oh, we've seen some great shots in the first quarter. No shortage of offense. Bulls lead by 4. And we'll get going after this from United Center. And if you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter in this one. And guys, what's your take on the Bulls so far?
Playing inside out in that first quarter led to some high percentage shots in the paint.
It is great when you can get that established early, because to me it opens up every other aspect of your game.
Wizards trail by 4. So this is how the floor looks for the Wizards starting the second. They've got Jones, and it's Carrington in at the point. Cuts off the pass. Here's Horton Tucker. Defended by George. Williams kicks to Vucevic, and it's good. Assisting on the play was Williams. Williams has got his 3rd assist on the night.
Well, once a non-existent part of his game, right? Vucevic now is a threat from 3. You have to honor that shot.
With a short break in the action, gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, Bulls coach Billy Donovan keeps perspective. He says, I used to come back from a tough road loss, go straight to the office and pull an all-nighter, trying to figure out what went wrong. My highs were too high and my lows were too low. You have to realize so much of it is just luck, the breaks of life. Kevin?
That's right, D.A. We respect Billy Donovan as much as any coach in the NBA. But a good outlook there, you're right. Hey, thank you. Down low, it's stolen by Vucevic. We're closing in on 2 minutes played here in the second quarter. George against Herter. His 3-pointers off the mark. Wizards trail by 5. Outside, George. Shot by Champagnie, no good. And he makes that one. And Tucker's got 6 points.
And he found the soft spot in the D on that possession.
Here's Carrington. Light covering. And here's George. He had 15 points last outing. Shot clock at 3. Jones for 3. And another miss by Washington. Chicago leading by 7. The kick out to Williams. Gets the 3-pointer to fall. He has 7.
And they've done a great job knocking down those long-range shots here in the second, shooting just over 40% from downtown.
And it's Brian Keefe calling timeout here. Wants to regroup and go over the strategy.
If you want a t-shirt, we have to be able to hear you. So make some noise. T-shirts. Let's hear it, fans. It's time for T-shirts.
And the Wizards making a change here. Johnson's checked in. It's been a few years now, Doris, but it feels like point guard is the position in the NBA.
Well, Kevin, we certainly have our share of great point guards. Luka Doncic, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, they seem to be in the MVP conversation consistently. But the last couple MVPs, you look back, you've got a couple of centers. For a long time, the small forward spot dominated the game. It's really something that's in constant flux.
And they're right around 50% for the game on their threes, and they've only gotten better as the game's gone on.
Pass to George. Here's Champagnie. Looking to end the run. Buzelis grabs the board.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts. How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
Pass to George. Jones sets the pick for George. Now here's Jones. And it's good with time running down on the shot clock. Jones has got his first basket of the night. White the pass to Vucevic. From outside, off the mark.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Johnson against White. Pass to Vucevic. Here's Champagnie. 11 points in the game. Over Buzelis. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation.
And with a break here, let's look at the stats for Vucevic. Putting up about 18 points per, 10 rebounds, and 3 assists. And what is crazy is that these numbers might not even do his game justice. He's been phenomenal.
Feels like every night this guy does something that just blows your mind. So fun to watch, someone the other players look up to.
And he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more. He's had 6 attempts at the line, made 5 of them.
And it's a super first half for him at the free throw line.
First personal foul. First team foul. At the line for Chicago.
Free throw good, Herter. Here's Carrington. 17 points for him last game against Philadelphia.
Well, in addition to the scoring, he found ways to initiate contact from the defense and get himself to the line. The defense clearly frustrated trying to get a way to stop him.
And there's the whistle. 3-second violation. Here is a peek at the teams that have dominated defensively in the paint since the All-Star break. In fourth, the Wizards.
I mean, they've got the intimidation factor down low. Their shot blocking really gives them a reputation, and teams may grow reluctant to want to force the action inside.
It's Vucevic, top of the key. And another miss by Chicago. Wizards trail by 16. And joining us now by phone is insider Shams Charania with some news. Shams, give it to us.
Hey guys, the Wizards' #2 overall pick Alex Sarr wanted to be in Washington, D.C., and his defense gets him on the court right away. Not to mention, the Wizards are in a rebuild, and if his offense comes along, he could be a foundational piece for this franchise. Everyone's excited to see the development of Alex Sarr.
You're right, a big piece. Okay, Shams, we appreciate the reporting. And here are the Bulls now. They're on an 18-6 run. Pass to Vucevic. Here's Buzelis. Drills the three-pointer. Buzelis has got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Outside, George to the left side wing. Free throw line jump shot. 4, no good. Chicago leading by 19. Here's Buzelis. Count that bucket. Buzelis has got 5 now.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
One thing we've learned in the NBA, the game is never over. So you've got to continue to score, continue to build your lead.
Rebound, Washington. Outside, George. Here's Thor. There's the pick. Pass to Carrington. And the three ball is good. 8 points for him.
This guy is a pick-your-poison kind of player. Very hard defensively to cover all your bases with him.
And the timeout called here by Billy Donovan. He wants a minute here to get things straightened out with his team.
Make some noise, fans, for the one and only Chicago Bulls.
So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group. Collins checked in for Vucevic. Williams comes in for Buzelis. Carter, he's checked in for Kevin Huerter. Young is subbed in for Kobe White. And the Wizards making a change here as well. Champagne's checked in. Here's Young. Pass to Williams. Fires the three. The basket good. Off the assist from Young. Williams has got 6 here in this quarter.
You simply must play better defense than that. This guy is too good from distance.
Here's Carrington. Defended by Young. And the Wizards hit again from deep.
He's been a marksman this period. His shot mechanics finally in sync.
Carter kicks to Young. Outside Williams. Lets a floater go. And that's 2 points on the layup. Williams has got 12 points in the game.
Not a lot of resistance on the inside, and they're taking full advantage.
In transition, here come the Bulls. A nice shot by Carter.
You gotta love his hustle, leaving the defense no time to react.
The finish in transition, nice and easy.
Pass to Jones. There's the triple. And it's Carrington missing.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And Collins is right there.
And that bucket adds to what has been a big difference in points in the paint between the two teams.
Here's Champagnie. He can't get that one to fall. Collins with some nice D. Here's Carter on the wing. Williams. Young outside. It's blocked. And so it looks like the Bulls will retain possession here. Bulls making a switch here. Horton Tucker's checked in. Williams with a clean look. Good on the three-point shot. 15 points in the game.
I'll tell you, the team is simply riding the hot hand. This guy has been lights out.
Here's Thor. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. The Wizards shoot their 6th and 7th free throws in the game.
And on the season, you know, they're hitting about 76%, which is a decent rate.
Take a break. Take a break.
At the line for 2.
2 shots.
First one falls for him. That one falls, so he hits both of them. Here's Young. He has yet to score. Carter with a screen on Johnson. Young with no one around. No good from outside.
And one thing I liked in the first quarter was their aggressiveness to draw the contact, putting the defense on the defensive.
Pass to Saar. Here's Thor, defended by Carter. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Javon Carter.
These are his 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game.
Second team foul.
And you know what? The work he's put in at the line starting to pay off. How about 78% on the season?
Taking 2 shots.
And he makes the first.
And getting to the line and hitting your free throws, a good way to get back into the game. It stops the clock and extends the game and allows you the opportunity to set your defense. They've been perfect from the line so far here in the second quarter.
Off on that one, so he goes 1 for 2 at the line. Well, Chicago's gone downtown 13 times in this game, and they're just over 50%. 7 of 13 on threes. Williams passes to Horton Tucker. Screened by Young. Takes the 3. Horton Tucker's shot is off. Washington's gone 2 for 5 from three-point land since the end of the first. Saar with it. He's picked up by Collins. Saar gets the bucket.
And Kevin, they started the game shooting it so well. I'm surprised they haven't continued. They've got to get back to their strength.
And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
And a brief check of the stats for Williams. How last month turned out for him? Getting around 12 points a game, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. Well, fans of this team will take this kind of production from him without hesitation.
I tell you, he has been a solid contributor. They have called his number, and he has delivered for them.
That free throw missing. Jalen Smith, he's checked in for Young. And a change for the Wizards. Champagne's checked in. Good on the second free throw. 46 seconds left in the first half. Pass to Carrington. Back to Johnson. It's deflected. It's stolen by Carter. Fast break. Here comes Chicago. The shot's good from Horton Tucker.
Oh, perfect timing there to knock down the teardrop.
Carter against Johnson. Johnson with a screen on Williams. Pass to Carrington. Just 5 to shoot. From downtown. Rebound by Smith. And so it's Chicago, holding a very comfortable 25-point lead as the quarter comes to a close. They've got a big advantage in the turnover stats because of their intense defense. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks a lot, guys. Kevin, how did you find success as a team scoring in the first half?
We're moving the ball again offensively. A lot of guys are touching it, trying to look at mismatches. We found a play in an action that was working for us and kind of just kept going to it.
If it's not broke, don't fix it, right? Thanks for your time, man. Back to you.
All right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon to follow, right here on 2K Sports.
Good to have you with us. With the season in its latter portion, let's look at the Eastern Conference playoff race.
Well, right now for Washington, they've wanted this to be a turnaround season. They have a few building blocks, but the roster construction is not complete. This front office has some tough decisions to make.
Now we'll take a look back at that first half. What an all-around performance it was for the Bulls.
When you outwork your opponent like this, getting those extra shots, it just shows your guys want it more, man.
Yeah, talent is one thing, but there's no replacement for hustle and effort.
And that's all for us. Now it's time to send it back to Kevin Harlan for the beginning of the third quarter.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. The Wizards shooting from the field, 44%, not bad. So with Smith sitting on the bench, here's the group Billy Donovan has on the floor. Kevin Huerter is out there with White, and it's Vucevic, then it's Buzelis, and it's Phillips, and at the three, the small forward. The Wizards have made 7 out of 9 when they've stepped to the line, and he makes both free throws. The Bulls leading by 23. White the pass to Phillips. Now Vucevic. Good ball movement here by the Bulls. Just 5 on the clock. Shot, high post. And it's White missing. Hey, Greg, Kobe White has proven he can run the show.
Well, he's more than just a scorer. He's become a quality playmaker with better decision-making. But his biggest improvement has been his efficiency.
Uses the glass to finish the lane. White's got 7 points.
And love the commitment from White. Took the bump, went up strong, and rewarded with 2 points.
Outside, George to the middle, and Sarr throws it down.
Oh, that's straight TNT, baby. Explosive.
That was pretty, and he just has that effortless knack for getting inside. And Vucevic kicks to Huerter. Buzelis, and it's put back in by Vucevic. 9 points in the game so far.
This guy, a strong rebounder who uses his frame well. Vucevic has a knack for being in the right spot.
Pass to Carrington. No good with the triple. The Bulls leading by 23. White with it. 7 points in the game. Huerter, that's a 2-pointer. Misses, and he wants that one back.
And it didn't fall, but that's the kind of shot they want their offense to create.
You know, it can be frustrating when you make the right play and fail to reap the rewards. You just have to stay with it here.
All alone. Throws down off the coast-to-coast drive.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at both ends. Steals, fast break buckets, and the other team in scramble mode.
Time called here. The Wizards decide to talk it over.
It's time to get loud for your incredible. Now on the court, your squad. Get loud and let them hear you. All right, fans, the loudest section in here right now is free T-shirts.
And a chance here to go to our rookie leaderboard and give a nod to the best long-range bombers of the past month. A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the third quarter. Here's George. Pass to Champagny. It's stolen by Buzelis. It's White on the wing. Vucevic setting the pick for White. Vucevic with it from the wing, and good as it just snugs right down through the net.
Well, I absolutely love the way this guy has controlled the pace tonight. They've been able to play the style they want.
Pass to Carrington. Here's Champagny. It's stolen by Buzelis. And that one is hammered home.
Boy, you have to be impressed with the offensive production. They have got it firing on all cylinders.
And at this point, it is their game to lose. They've done such a good job building the lead.
Here's Sarr, and he uses the glass on the layup. Sarr's got 6.
Well, you get exactly what you want right there. Clean look, right at the cup. Nicely done.
And the foul called on Alex Sarr. That's foul number 2 for him. For the Wizards, Vucevic is checked in, and Jones subbed in for Johnson.
Vucevic. Jones.
Herder against Jones. Lets it go from deep. The shot by Buzelis, no good.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
Here's Carrington. 15 points in the game. 6 to shoot. Jones for 3. Buzelis grabs the board. In the corner. Herder with it. Vucevic setting the pick for Herder. Trains the three-pointer. Herder's got 26 points.
You can't just stop when there's a pick set up. Gotta fight over it as a defender.
You know exactly what that takes. It takes energy, it takes activity, it takes intensity.
Trains it from beyond the arc. He's got 5.
The real. Come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
And you would expect nothing less from these two, taking pride and making plays.
Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over.
Your Bulls Youth Dance Team.
Horton Tucker's checked in for Chicago. And the Wizards making a change here as well. Thor's checked in.
One more big round of applause, fans.
So it's Chicago now. Pass to Herder. Back to Horton Tucker. Now Vucevic. He's got 11.
Listen, he knows he should have made that shot. We'll see if they can work it back to him in that same area.
And while we've got a moment, let's send it over to our terrific reporter, David Aldridge. David?
Kevin, thanks. The NBA's 65 games requirement for postseason awards has drawn some criticism. But Adam Silver says, ultimately, this is about the fans and putting the best product forward. Load management was not working for us. This is having the desired effect, that guys are out on the floor.
What's up?
Kevin?
Yeah, they want to be on the floor, right? Keep them tuning in. Good stuff, DA. Thank you. The free throw drops for Buzelis. And great for Buzelis. Basketball has been a part of his family for generations.
Yeah, how about that? Both his parents played professionally in Lithuania, as did both of his grandfathers. And his dad now works with the Lithuanian men's national team as a physiotherapist.
To the inside, here's Herder. The shot's good on the assist by Vucevic. Herder's got 28 points for the game.
big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
And that's typical of this guy. He's always reading the situation, reacting quickly, and capitalizing.
Here's Carrington. Knocks down the 3 ball. Carrington's got 9 points now in just the second half. Horton Tucker, the pass to Vucevic. Shoots from the block, and the Bulls tack on 2 more.
Coming off a big game, his confidence couldn't be higher, and Coach knows it.
Well, the best players, to me, deliver night after night after night. So as long as he's hot, keep riding it. Boy, he's been cooking, but the teammates, he's just not getting a lot of support from them.
Pass to Phillips. Here's Vucevic. No one near Herter as he lets it fly. Hits it from 3-point range. Herter's got 31 points. Jones looking for an opening. Pass to Vucevic. Shot from the wing. Here's Carrington. To the paint. Second shot opportunity. Vucevic can't hit.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Vucevic finds Horton Tucker. And Jones pulls it down. Washington's gone into the 3-point range 4 times since halftime and buried 2 of them. Here's Carrington. He's got 22. Pass to Thor. Offensive rebound. Here's Carrington. 3-pointer. Chicago grabs the miss. Phillips has got 4 rebounds now tonight. Here's Buzelis. The 3-pointer off the mark.
Boy, with his shot not falling right now, it might be time to look in a different direction. See if you can get your teammates started.
Champagnie passes to Thor. And Jones has it in the corner. And it goes down 2 points. Jones has got his second basket. And the Bulls call timeout here.
Timeout for the Bulls. Fans coming to the floor. It's your 3-1-2 crew.
Teams changing it up here. Let's bring up the 2K leaderboard to show you the teams leading the league in assists this season. Number 5, the Bulls.
And a team that shares the ball will create opportunities for the right player to score.
Chicago's gone 2 of 5 with the 3-point shot since coming out of the break. Smith outside. Collins setting the pick for Smith.
2 minutes.
Carter outside. Wants to get it to Collins and does. And they force the shot clock violation. Great team. And the Wizards making a change here.
For the Wizards, number 8, Carlton Carrington.
The Wizards have gone 8 of 14 on their shot attempts here in the third. Some pretty nice work. It's Jones on the wing. Defended by Horton Tucker. Pass to Carrington. Here's Thor. Here's Sarr. No good. Collins with some nice D. There's a screen by Collins. And here's Smith. It's blocked. Here's Carrington. 22 points for him. Pass to Vukcevic. Here's Sarr. Over Smith. Sarr gets the bucket. Sarr's got 6 points in the quarter. Bulls shooting it beautiful here in the third. 56% from the field. Carter kicks to Williams. Smith the pass to Williams. To the middle. Horton Tucker, that's good. Horton Tucker's got 10 points.
Well, defensively, to me, you've got to do a better job communicating once the screen comes.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Pass to Sarr. Wizards passing it around. Down low. Here's Carrington. Lets it go from the wing, and it's in there. Carrington's got 13 points in the second half.
Well, that's somebody who sees the whole floor and delivers it to the perfect wide-open shooter.
It's been all about Kevin Huerter for the Bulls. He has never been better. This is the most points he's scored in his career, and he is looking to add to it. We've got more in store for you right after this. Let's take a listen to a recent huddle from Coach Billy Donovan.
Guys, good job hitting ahead. That means we're running, which is good, okay? We've got to pay attention right now, okay, and what we're doing.
Pushing the action, fast pace. Billy Donovan wants to keep them rolling it out.
Yeah, I mean, they're doing a good job in transition. They just need to stay focused and be efficient.
And there have been two very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. Fourth quarter on the court for the Wizards. We've got George, and it's Vukcevic in at the 5. Pass to George. Here's Champagny. Now, here's George. From outside the arc, score the basket. It's number 6 for him this game. 6 for 9, 67% shooting.
Such a reliable threat from range. You'd think the defense might key on him a little bit more.
Right side, Williams. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. You know, Doris, I'm not sure many people take into account what a grind the NBA season is.
I couldn't agree more, Kevin. And listen, these guys have the best of what's available. They stay at top-quality hotels. They have incredible professionals that take care of them. But there is no making up for a lack of sleep when you've played a game at 8 o'clock at night. You leave the arena at 1, and you may arrive in your next city at 4 or 5 a.m. and tip off that night at 7. And this goes on week after week. It is not easy.
Vukcevic, he's checked in for the Bulls. Johnson, he's checked in for the Wizards. And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for the Washington Wizards. Johnson sends the screen for George from deep. Rebounded by Vukcevic.
Absolutely tenacious guys. Stuck right on him defensively. Bothered that shot.
Williams dishes to White. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
And White is looking to make things happen out there. If he has to get physical in the process, that is not going to be a problem.
And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for the Bulls.
I like how simple they are just keeping things on offense. I mean, the mid-range area has been made available, and boy, are they taking advantage.
I think it's also important we have to acknowledge how many scoring opportunities they've created from their spectacular defense, getting a bunch of points off turnovers.
The athleticism and blinding speed White possesses is impressive. This guy plays with a lot of moxie.
And both free throws good for White.
Impeccable from the line since halftime.
Pass to Vukcevic. Back to Johnson. The 3. Good on the triple.
Such a boost to this offense when this guy can knock down uncontested threes.
Here's Buzelis. Back to White. And White slams it in.
And at 6'5", White more than capable athletically, like the aggressiveness there.
Outside, Jones. Johnson with a screen on Williams. Jones kicks to George. Back to Jones. Taken away by Williams. One-on-one fast break. Here's Phillips. Whistle blows. Basket is good. So a chance here for a three-point play.
Attacking in transition, the most consistent way to generate easy looks.
The very definition of quality transition offense. If it can end at the cup, it's exactly where you want it.
The Wizards making a switch here. Thor's checked in. And the free throw, no good. Every year, Doris, the NBA has a few points of emphasis they want to make. Anything you'd like to see emphasized?
Yeah, I think, Kevin, one thing that has to happen is we have got to give the defense a greater chance to succeed. We've tilted the game too heavily in the offense's favor, meaning too often at the rim, there's foul shots given for marginal contact. I think the defense has got to become more involved in the outcome of games.
Here's White. Here's Vucevic, and slam dunk by Vucevic.
Nikola Vucevic has averaged double-digit rebounds for the vast majority of his career. You want him to get to work on the offensive end? No problem.
Outside, George fires the three, and it's White with the rebound.
And I think that one could have easily have fallen for him.
Pass to Phillips. Now here's Williams. Good once again. That makes it 8 for 9 this game.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Now here's Jones. He's guarded by Williams. And now White pushing it up, and no one back to stop him.
And you can argue this is White at his best, just an absolute terror in transition.
Back to Johnson. To the inside. Here's George. Another miss, and they desperately need a bucket. We know players are not shy about criticizing officiating. Anything you try to change or improve with the way the game is called?
Well, I like when the players and the refs get together in the offseason to go over video examples. And I think one thing that's important is you got to have relationships between the players and the officials. And then I think the fans can also then kind of get on the same page. There are going to be missed calls out there. That will never change.
4 on the shot clock. Jones for 3. And again, Washington no good.
No matter what looks they get, they just can't convert to stop this run.
And I think you can start to feel their frustration mounting. With every missed bucket, it becomes more and more desperate.
Pass to Thor. Now Johnson. And he drives in. That one falls. And so White will bring it up for the Bulls. They've given up just 8 points in the fourth quarter. Here's Buzelis. He can't get that one. Excellent D that time from Jones. George passes to Johnson. Off target from three-point range. Outside, White. You know, Doris, we know how physical the NBA is, but can you talk to the importance of mental toughness as well, and what it means for a player?
Kevin, I don't think a player can be successful in the NBA, and certainly a team cannot, without some level of grit and mental toughness. And what does that mean? How does that manifest itself? It means handling adversity. It means overcoming a key injury. There's a toughness required to be amongst the smartest, most resilient players or teams in the NBA.
Vucevic up top, pass to Williams. Inside. And White, the bucket on the assist by Williams. 17 points for Kobe White.
Well, use the pick and going right to the cup. I love the aggressiveness.
Outside, George. To the inside, Jones. And Jones slams it in.
And he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
Williams passes to Phillips. There's a screen. Here's White. Rebound, Washington.
Listen, simply put, he's got to finish that. It's not like the defender was right on top of him.
Jones, no luck. Bulls have gone 8 of 13 from the field since the start of the fourth, sinking the majority of their shots. Johnson against Williams. Here's White. He's on target from 8 feet out. White's got 12 points now in the quarter.
And White understands his role on this team. They look to him to drain that jumper.
Jones kicks to Johnson. George sets a screen for Johnson. Shoots over White. And it's White with the rebound. Here's Chicago. They're on a 16-7 run. And then Buzelis with the dunk.
Oh, such a beautiful pass to set that one up.
Yeah, the pass might have been pretty, but the finish was angry. Doris, why is there so much parity around the NBA now?
Yeah, Kevin, I think the new salary cap rules have certainly contributed to what we're seeing in terms of that parity. Super teams are more difficult to assemble. The talent is more evenly spread. And obviously, it has made for a greater level of competition. What could be better?
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Javon Carter. That'll be his second foul of the game. So for the Bulls, Vucevic checked in for Zach Collins. Buzelis comes in for Williams. And Kevin Huerter subbed in for Carter. And the Wizards making a change here as well. George is checked in for Jones. Johnson against White. George, that's a two-pointer. And again, Washington, no good. And Chicago shooting is beautiful right now. 60% for the game. Pretty much everyone out there has been stroking it. Here's Carrington. He's defended by Huerter. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by White.
Yeah, gets a finger on it, but just can't quite come up with the steal.
But a really good read on his part, being disruptive at the defensive end right now.
Outside, George bangs home the trifecta. George has got 20.
Their ability, again, to stretch the floor, particularly in this second half.
And guys, boy, when you're hitting, it sure does work. It obviously opens up major options at the offensive end.
And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for the Washington Wizards. Pass to Carrington. Greg, a lot of parity around the NBA. You think fans like that?
It's a great question, Kevin. And there are trade-offs, but as a league, you've got to foster competition and live with the results. And the reality is, doesn't it feel better when there are more teams that have a legitimate chance to win it all? And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for the Bulls.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching a cat play with a mouse. They were able to do more or less whatever they wanted.
And when it's all said and done here, this will mark their 38th W on the year.
And on the season, this is going to be their third win in 4 games against this team.
For the Wizards, Johnson, 2 shots.
The first one falls. That one misses.
They can't really afford to leave points at the line right now. He would have loved to cash in on each of those free throws and trim the lead even more.
Right wing, all alone. Rebound by the Wizards. There's 21 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Pass to Carrington. Outside, George. Sarr sets the screen for George. And here is Johnson. Shoots over Horton Tucker. Off target from the wing. And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate just what a clinical performance they put on.
I know their fans appreciated it, and we saw at times just stretches of excellent defense, potency from an offensive standpoint as well. They were pretty much dominant.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Kevin, thanks a lot. Nick, how did you guys get this win tonight?
We were really good on defense, and then once we get stops, we're very good on offense. We got some easy ones, and we just kept grinding, We never let it back in the game, and it felt good to get this one tonight.
Great performance by you guys, Nick. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks so much, David. And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for tuning in. Now it's time for our player of the game.